Another lifestyle and habit tips for a long and healthy life is eating more nuts and healthy plant food. As we saw among all 5 blue zone groups, one of the most common characteristics that we see is the fact that they have a heavy plant-based diet. So if you want to look for plant-based sources of protein, you can go ahead and look at nuts. They're rich in protein, fiber, antioxidants, and they're great sources of different types of vitamins and minerals, all which can contribute to your longevity. So eating a wide range of plant foods such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes can promote the longevity by decreasing your risk of disease. They can also, in addition to that, help you lose weight or help you stay and maintain a healthy weight. We want to make sure that we're adding more of these sources into our dietary lifestyles. So studies show a connection between a plant-rich diet to a lower risk of premature death, as well as reduced risk of cancer, metabolic syndrome, heart disease, depression, and brain deterioration. So again, not only are these foods good for your physical health, but they're also good for your mental health. And as we discussed earlier, the natural part of aging is brain deterioration. We want to make sure that we're strengthening our memory. So by eating a diet that's rich in fruits and vegetables and healthy nuts is one way to go about that. Drink tea or coffee. So moderate consumption of tea and coffee can contribute to a healthy aging and longevity. However, though, we need to remember that too much caffeine can also lead to maybe some anxiety, definitely some insomnia. So you may want to curb your intake to the recommended limit of about 400 milligrams of caffeine per day. That equals to about 4 cups of coffee or tea. However, though, it's worth noting that it takes about 6 hours for the effects of caffeine to subside. So therefore, if you have trouble getting enough high quality sleep, remember, we want to focus on getting that adequate sleep where we're falling asleep and staying asleep. You may want to shift your caffeine intake to earlier in the day. Now, you may want to prepare your coffee or your tea differently because we can see that if you're adding cream, if you're adding sugar, cream tends to have a lot of fat. This can lead to some unwanted conditions, such as maybe a increase in your A1C, maybe an increase in your cholesterol if you're using a lot of cream. So you want to make sure that you're limiting that intake as well. Again, tea or coffee has great benefits, but we do want to be mindful of our caffeine intake and how we're preparing it. So we can try some different teas like turmeric tea, which contains curcumin, which is an antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory that can extend your life and fight against chronic diseases such as diabetes. We're well aware of the health effects of green tea, which contains a lot of nutrients and antioxidants, which can decrease your risk of cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. And coffee has been linked to a lower risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, certain cancers, and brain ailments such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Again, how you're preparing your coffee or tea does play a factor in maybe developing some unwanted conditions. So if you do use cream or sugar, you may want to rethink the type of cream you're using, and you might want to reduce the amount of sugar that you're using on a daily basis.